Nile River, Egypt's lifeline, some say, where history began. Imagine standing at the edge of the Sahara Desert in 4000 BC. You're surrounded by sand dunes stretching as far as the eye can see. There isn't a tree or a green leaf anywhere. The sun beats down on you, making the air shimmer. If you were here, you wouldn't believe anyone. Who told you there was water nearby, let alone an entire river? But if you could somehow fast forward 2,000 years, you'd witness a sight that would make you question whether you've landed in a dream or stepped into the past. A sprawling city unfolds before your eyes. Tall buildings line the streets and bustling crowds fill the marketplace. Boats glide through the water, bringing life to the city. And in the distance, the majestic pyramids stand tall against the sky. Where did this city come from? How did such a grand civilization emerge from the heart of the desert? Welcome to Chronicles Across Continents. Today we'll unravel the mysteries of ancient Egypt. We'll explore how geography sparked a civilization and how the Nile transformed a desert kingdom into a cultural powerhouse. In today's episode, we'll delve into the origins of ancient Egypt. We'll trace the influence of geography, especially the mighty Nile River, on the rise of this remarkable civilization, and get ready to be amazed by the early signs of Egyptian culture and society, the birth of a civilization along the Nile. The story of ancient Egypt is intricately linked to the Nile River. As the river flooded annually, it deposited silt that made the surrounding lands extremely fertile. This natural abundance provided the perfect condition for settlements to thrive. Some of the earliest evidence of human activity in Egypt dates back to around 6000 BC. During this predynastic period, small villages dotted the Nile's banks. Life revolved around the river. People fished, farmed along its banks, and traded with neighboring communities. As the population grew, so did the complexity of their society. By 3100 BC, two regions, Upper Egypt in the south and Lower Egypt in the north, emerged as cultural centers. Each region had its own ruler, and the people identified themselves based on where they lived. For example, Upper Egyptians called themselves Kemet, meaning black land due to the fertile soil. Lower Egyptians, on the other hand, referred to their region as the Red Land, possibly because of the red soil or the color of the setting sun. Despite these regional differences, the people shared common customs, language, and a deep connection to the Nile. The unification under one roof. The stage was set for a monumental event, the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt. Enter King Narmer, often depicted wearing the red crown of Upper Egypt, signifying his rule over both regions. The traditional date of this unification is 3100 BC, marking the beginning of the dynastic period in Egyptian history. What led to this unification? Historians believe several factors were at play: population growth, agricultural prosperity, and perhaps a desire for stability and protection against external threats. King Narmer's, the first pharaoh, unification brought about a centralized state, laying the foundation for the Egyptian empire. It was a pivotal moment that allowed Egypt to flourish as a single entity, shaping its political, social, and cultural landscape. The pharaohs and the idea of divinity, from the unification of Egypt until its conquest by Alexander the Great in 332 BCE, the country was ruled by a series of powerful monarchs known as pharaohs. The term pharaoh originally meant great house and was used to describe the royal residence. Over time, it evolved to encompass the ruler themselves. Pharaohs held immense power, both temporal and spiritual. They were considered divine rulers, intermediaries between the gods and the people. The pharaoh's authority extended to every aspect of Egyptian life, from religious rituals to legal matters and even the economy. The concept of the pharaoh as a living god had a profound impact on Egyptian society. The pharaoh was not merely a political leader, but a god on earth, possessing absolute power and divine right. This belief system shaped the relationship between the ruler and the ruled, creating a culture of obedience and loyalty. Religion played a central role in the lives of the ancient Egyptians, influencing their beliefs, customs, and even their view of the world. They worshipped a pantheon of gods and goddesses who controlled various aspects of nature and human life. Ra, the sun god, was a prominent deity, symbolizing light, order, and the pharaoh's divine mandate. Other gods like Osiris, the god of the underworld, and Isis, the goddess of magic and healing, reflected the Egyptians' fascination with the afterlife and their reverence for nature. Religion permeated every aspect of Egyptian life, from daily rituals to monumental architecture. The construction of massive temples and tombs was a testament to the Egyptians' deep religious fervor and their desire to honor their gods and the pharaohs, religion and the afterlife. For the ancient Egyptians, the journey did not end. At death, their beliefs in an afterlife were complex and far-reaching. They believed that after death, the soul or Ka would continue to exist. The preservation of the body through mummification was crucial to ensure the Ka could recognize it and use it in the afterlife. Mummification was a meticulous process involving removing internal organs, dehydrating the body, wrapping it in bandages, and placing it in a coffin. The Book of the Dead was an essential part of burial rituals. This collection of funerary texts contained spells, prayers, and hymns that were meant to guide the deceased through the underworld and into the afterlife. Tomb paintings were not just decorative. They were a way to record the deceased's possessions, loved ones, and experiences. Every detail from furniture to livestock to scenes from daily life was meticulously painted to ensure the individual would have everything they needed in the afterlife. The afterlife was not a singular place, but a series of challenges and tests. The deceased had to navigate the underworld, face judgment, and ultimately reach the field of reeds, a place of peace and happiness. Trade and expansion. Ancient Egypt was not an isolated civilization. It engaged in extensive trade with other cultures, expanding its influence and wealth. One of Egypt's most important trade partners was Nubia, located to the south. Trade with Nubia included gold, ivory, and exotic animals. To the east, Egypt connected with Mesopotamia. Through a network of caravan routes, these routes were vital for the exchange of goods such as grain, cedar wood, and precious metals. The Mediterranean Sea was another hub of trade for ancient Egypt. Cities like Alexandria became important commercial centers, connecting Egypt with the rest of the Mediterranean world. Through trade, Egypt gained access to raw materials, new ideas, and cultural influences from distant lands. The flow of goods and wealth contributed to the growth and prosperity of Egyptian society. However, trade was not limited to material goods. The exchange of ideas and cultural practices played a significant role in shaping Egyptian society. Contact with neighboring civilizations introduced new technologies, artistic styles, and religious beliefs that influenced Egyptian culture, science, and innovation. Ancient Egypt was a hub of scientific and technological advancement. Their contributions in various fields laid the groundwork for future civilizations, including the Greeks and Romans. Egyptian mathematicians made significant strides in geometry and arithmetic. They developed precise measurements and calculations for constructing buildings and surveying land, which was crucial for their large-scale engineering projects such as the pyramids. The Egyptians' fascination with the stars led them to develop a sophisticated understanding of astronomy. They kept detailed records of celestial movements, which eventually led to the creation of a 365-day calendar. Egyptian astronomers observed the heliacal rising of Sirius, the brightest star in the sky, to predict the annual flooding of the Nile, which was essential for agriculture. Doctors in ancient Egypt made remarkable progress in medicine. They performed surgeries, set broken bones, and developed treatments for various ailments. The Edwin Smith Papyrus, a medical text from around 3000 BC, provides insights into their surgical techniques and knowledge of anatomy. The Egyptians' innovative spirit extended to various aspects of their society, including their engineering and architectural achievements. The construction of monumental structures like the pyramids and temples showcased their ability to plan, organize, and execute large-scale projects. They developed advanced tools and techniques to quarry and transport massive stones, leaving behind a legacy of architectural brilliance. The decline of the empire. The decline of ancient Egypt was a gradual process marked by internal and external factors that eroded its power and stability. One significant factor was the instability of the ruling dynasties. Internal conflicts, power struggles, and weak pharaohs created political turmoil that weakened the central authority and disrupted the efficient administration of the kingdom. External invasions and conquests also played a crucial role in the decline of ancient Egypt. The empire's vast wealth and strategic location made it a target for foreign invaders. The Assyrians, Persians, and eventually the Greeks and Romans conquered parts of Egypt, subjecting it to foreign rule and undermining its independence. Economic decline was another contributing factor. While ancient Egypt had enjoyed periods of great wealth, fluctuations in trade, natural disasters, and changing economic conditions led to financial instability. The once prosperous cities suffered, contributing to the overall decline of the empire. The final chapter. The last active pharaoh was Cleopatra VII. She was famed for her intelligence, beauty, and political acumen. She attempted to preserve Egypt's independence by forming alliances with powerful foreign rulers, including Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. However, her efforts ultimately failed. After her death in 30 BC, Egypt lost its independence and became a province of the Roman Empire. The age of the pharaohs had come to an end. Legacy. Despite its eventual decline, ancient Egypt left an enduring legacy that continues to captivate and influence modern society. Its monumental achievements, such as the pyramids and temples, stand as testaments to the ingenuity and creativity of its people. The Egyptians' contributions to mathematics, astronomy, and medicine shaped the course of scientific development. Moreover, their religious beliefs and practices, including the veneration of multiple gods and their focus on the afterlife, had a profound impact on neighboring cultures and later world religions. Even today, we find ourselves drawn to the mysteries and magnificence of ancient Egypt, eager to uncover the secrets of a civilization that flourished along the banks of the Nile thousands of years ago. What do you think made ancient Egypt so enduring? Its religion, its rulers, or the river Nile itself? Let us know in the comments and make sure to subscribe for more journeys across the ancient world. Thanks for watching.